After playing the ranked ladder with teams that I just like to use and losing so much it hurts sometimes, I encountered a like-minded soul who was using a Zoroark and a Buzzwole, and I thought that was so cool that I just wanted to share this battle with you. Jolteon and Sylveon versus Lucario and Buzzwole, and the Lucario Dynamaxes. So I decide to yawn into the Lucario, but my opponent is smart enough to double up onto Sylveon, picking up the first knockout. So far, I'm kind of enjoying myself. This is less predictable than usual, which I think is fun. Now I need something to remove the buff switch that the opponent has given himself. So I decide to use Vaporeon because it has Haze. And I yawn into the Buzzwole so I can buy myself a couple of turns. Lucario knocks out my Jolteon, and now my opponent is in a more favorable position because I only have 2 Pokemon left. So I'm in a bit of a pickle and I need to find a creative way to survive the rest of the match with Vaporeon and Umbreon. So I decide to go fishing for an accuracy drop with Muddy Water. It hits both targets and reveals that this is the Zoroark. That's a cool choice, I really respect that. And now the Zoroark also falls asleep, and the final turn of the Dynamax ends. Which really helps me because that buys me some extra time. I predict the Aura Sphere from the Lucario by using Protect, and then I pick up the double knockout with Vaporeon using Muddy Water. Nice. So far the Umbreon-Vaporeon secret mission to survive this match is still ongoing. Let's see how far I can stretch this. Next up are Buzzwole, the actual legitimate one, and Noivern. I decide to use Baby Doll Eyes with Umbreon because that gives Umbreon priority and it immediately cuts Buzzwole's attack, and I decide to Dynamax Vaporeon and use Max Hailstorm. But the true question is who to use it on. I decide on Buzzwole, and unfortunately that does less damage than I had hoped for, but let's see how this plays out. This is the round where the miraculous survival of the Umbreon begins. It's already low health. Vaporeon lands a Max Hailstorm, does a decent chunk, but like I said, not as much as I had hoped for. And now the hail kicks in. And it knocks Umbreon to 1 HP. 1 HP, but it heals back up with leftovers. Some intense, Once Upon a Time in the West level staring, and then the next round begins. I predict that they're going to try and take out Umbreon, so I use Protect, and I use Max Hailstorm on the Noivern. Big chunks of ice, and the Noivern goes down. And now the residual damage from the hail kicks in. And Umbreon lives on 1 HP once again and heals back up with leftovers. If you're my opponent, I can imagine that you are now getting frustrated with Umbreon. At this point, I'm beginning to believe that Umbreon's longevity might run out, so I'm going for the priority attack reduction just in case. And if I get there, I'm going to reset the Hail with Rain by using Max Geyser. Fortunately, Buzzwole attacks my Vaporeon, and so now I can safely reset the weather to rain, meaning there will be no more residual damage, meaning Umbreon will live another round. I decide to protect on Umbreon, and my opponent predicts this by attacking Vaporeon. So now I decide to go for Ice Beam on Vaporeon, and this always frustrates me when it happens to me, so I don't really like doing this, but I freeze hacks. I still feel a little bit dirty from that unnecessary freeze hacks. I didn't need that extra bit of RNG luck, but I'm now finishing off the frozen 1 HP Buzzwole with a Muddy Water. I did enjoy this battle, and I hope that the people watching have enjoyed this battle as well, and you will join me again soon for another Eeveelutions battle.